So, are you guys ready to record?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Hello, welcome to 445, a 15-minute celebration to get you to 5 o'clock. I am your host, Colton Pratt.
I'm your best friend, Katie Pratt, and I want to apologize for the loud crinkling you were hearing. I was trying to open up my candy cane spoons.
Okay.
And I am Caden Vandergrift, your mortal enemy.
Your mortal enemy, Caden Vandergrift. Before I say the question, I just want to get into... I had this idea, and I want to do it really fast. What's Katie thinking about? Katie, what you thinking about right now? Because I feel like you don't get enough input on this podcast. So just what's on your mind?
Oh, I was a little annoyed that you started talking while I was trying to open my candy cane spoons. So if everybody can just be quiet for a minute, I'm going to open them real quick.
Okay. I was planning on editing out the first one, but this one's staying in. I laugh kind of like a seagull on this show. I feel like I don't in person I laugh like a but like on this podcast I laugh a little bit like an annoying seagull. Okay, so I have the question for you today, Kane. Okay.
Oh,
Katie,
okay.
you have the question too. You can answer it too, but like it's specifically for Caden. Caden, so you go to.
I'm still opening my candy cane spoon.
Oh, sorry, Caden. You go to a store, right? A grocery store. Let's make it.
Okay.
Let's make it Kroger. Okay.
Is Forgan Megan there?
Forgan Megan is looking for
Are the
his
cucumbers on sale?
the on sale cucumbers,
Yes.
and you go in. You're surrounded by drabs. You're the only human other than Forgan Megan, but he's hiding.
He's not even a human.
And you go to the soup aisle, right?
Okay.
And you buy a can of soup. Okay. As you walk out,
Did I pay?
You, of course you do. You paid for it. You purchased it. I don't want it to be soup anymore. You go in and you buy 7 ears of corn. Buy
Do I
7
pay
ears
for
of
them?
corn. Yes, you do. And you walk out with them. What is the worst thing that you could do with those 7 ears of corn?
Put them up your butt.
I knew Katie was going to say that.
Katie,
Caden,
tell me
what
how
about-
you put 7 ears of corn up your butt.
Not me specifically.
just
Well, they
in
wouldn't
general.
fit. They
Why would
wouldn't
one
fit up
do
my
that?
butt. You'd have to have a really big butt.
And you cannot lie.
The mother's can't deny.
When I was a kid, I used to think that so this is kind of similar. I used to think that tall foods would stack vertically in your stomach, and that's what made you taller. So if you ate asparagus, it's tall and skinny, and they stack vertically in your stomach, and they prop you up to make you taller. So maybe if you do that with corn cobs, you'll just grow taller, like my childhood brain thought you would. Maybe you'll just
I
stack.
think the worst thing you could do is return them to the store. Because then, once you return them to the store has to throw them away. And then that food goes to waste.
Caden, that was a great answer.
At
Katie,
least if you shove them up your butt, you're getting some kind of use out of them.
It's not a use that you want anyone else to know about, but it is a use. I agree. Caden, your answer was beautiful because today's holiday is Stop Food Waste Day. So
Yes.
my answer was going to be the worst thing you could do is just throw them away. Caden's answer was throw them away, but with more steps. So I actually agree. The worst thing you could do is make somebody else waste the food. The second worst thing you can do is waste the food yourself, and the third worst thing you can do is to put them up your butt.
Okay, I'm glad we hit all three.
Yeah, all three of those are vital. All three of them are vital to growth of whatever. So, Caden, talk to me about stopping food waste. What's your plan?
To stop food waste, you must eat all food.
Okay, what
Don't
is
waste it.
Waste it? How are you?
No,
so you're just
don't
gonna-
waste it.
What if it's gone bad?
Oh, that's your fault then.
Feed it the pigs. They eat
ahead.
anything.
Okay, I looked up the most wasted foods. I'm going to read them to you, and you're going to tell me the best way to stop them from being wasted, okay?
Oh, okay, I'm ready.
Bread.
Eat it.
Okay, but that's not funny, though.
No,
Over
here, keep going,
240
keep going.
million slices of bread are chucked away every year. Bread freezes really well, particularly for toast.
No. Keep going on the list, Colton.
Keep going.
Okay, You can't just say eat it for all of them.
Keep going on my list, Colton.
I feel okay. Milk.
Eat it.
Consume it.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, I'll do it for real this time.
The bread.
I think for bread,
you can make into. You freeze it. Okay. If you freeze a loaf of bread,
mm-hmm.
and then when it's frozen, you take it out and you take it and you make 6 stacks of 5 pieces of bread, and then you take a knife and you cut the 6 stacks of 5 pieces of bread into 16 pieces, each stack into 16, like each. So you cut
Are
it. Are
you making legendary bread rolls right now?
No, you cut it
good.
down, and then you take 3 of the 5 stacks, you put it on one tray. You take the other 3, put it on another tray, and then you get more bread. And you do the same thing. So basically, you get 2 trays of bread out of every loaf of bread that you cut, frozen bread you cut up, and then you put them on a rack, and then you put the rack into the proofer that you have turned off. You've got to make sure you block the door open, or else it ruins them. You leave them in there overnight to get stale. The next morning, you take them out, put them in the oven at 250 degrees with a low fan for 20 minutes.
She is.
I knew it
You
was going to
And
go.
you
then
are
you
making
take out
legendary
6
bread
sticks
rolls.
of margarine for every 10.
Katie, stop making legendary
sticks
bread rolls on this freaking
6
podcast.
sticks of margarine for every 10 trays you make. You put them. You wait for 1 hour for them to thaw. You put them into
and
a
in
container into
post-production,
the
I'm
oven at
fading
250
Katie out
degrees
right
on a
now.
low.
Fading out.
No.
So now it's just Kaden and I talking. Kaden, with my snowman, I would
With your snowman?
with my bread, my leftover 240 million slices, I would crunch them into like the little hard balls you could make with bread, and make the world's largest snowman out of stale bread. Yeah.
I wonder what the world's largest snowman out of bread, like how big that is.
I bet that's still considered wasting. I feel like they would still consider that wasting, but I feel like it got some kind of a use. And now Katie is fading back in, and she is not talking about. Oh, she is still talking. Fading it back out. Back out, she's fading.
You squeeze out the bread.
The second one is milk. I think milk makes sense that it gets used. I think the best way to solve that, though, is to just sell smaller portions of milk. Like, you can't buy a gallon anymore. You can only buy half gallons, because that way you are less likely just to have left over some. That was the real answer.
Just don't udder the cow or whatever.
Don't udder you say udder the cow?
Udder.
Don't fondle the cow's udders.
Don't milk the cow.
Kaden, you want to check on Katie?
Cows.
You want to check on Katie and see when she's still going?
Yep.
You shake the tray.
Fading back in
around,
now.
Back in the oven.
Nope, still talking
And
about
then you
fondling
put it in
rolls.
1 more minute.
Fading back
And then
out
you
again.
take them
Fading back out again.
Take them out of the oven, put them back in the
The
oven.
third most wasted food is potatoes.
How does that even work?
I have the way to fix that problem. Give them to the Irish. They
Why
eat
the Irish?
loads of those things. They'll eat potatoes for days. That's
There's
making
so many
up for that
things
one.
you can do with potatoes.
Yeah, for real. Potatoes are like one of the most versatile foods.
Croutons.
You could make them into. You could use. Oh, Katie faded back in. What was that? Say that again, Katie.
You missed it.
Oh, I think I heard, and that's how you make croutons. So Katie described crouton making process for 4 full minutes. You only heard
They're
snippets of it
legendary.
when she faded in. They are legendary.
My boss says they
croutons.
taste like goldfish when I make them. He says they're really good.
Wait, do you actually use stale bread to make croutons?
Yeah.
The truth comes out. That's nasty. Potatoes, Katie. What would you do to help reduce the loss on potatoes?
Basically, you take them, using a knife, you cut them up into wedges.
Okay, and then what do you do with them?
Put them into baggies.
And then what are you going to do with the bad potatoes, Katie? 5.8 million potatoes each year are wasted.
Oh, you load them into potato cannons and shoot them at your enemies.
Honestly, good
Hey, now
call.
we're talking.
Yeah, that's a use that's outside of eating. That's an effective use of the potatoes. Next thing, what are you going to do with the cheese?
Oh,
Oh.
I got this one.
I got this one.
Tell me, Kane.
What kind of cheese?
So you're just gonna shred it, okay?
Yep.
And then you're gonna fly really high up in an airplane, and then you're just dump cheese everywhere.
You every Olive Garden you go to, and you know how they like shred the cheese
Yeah.
onto your meals? Just every Olive Garden in America has a mound of cheese shredded onto the top.
And I'm gonna-
You shred 8 pounds of it before they're able to even process and say stop. You give the illusion of choice, but then
They have
and then
no
you
choice.
just shred more than anything else and wait for them to say stop, and then shred next
So-
a little bit.
I'm gonna make a restaurant that Everything is made out of cheese.
Oh.
Except the cheese.
Which is made out of?
Plastic.
He said that so what have you thought this out before, Caden?
Nope.
Oh, okay, just plastic cheese. That's fair.
Plastic cheese. All cheese is plastic.
So the last 4 things you guys have heard have been bread, milk, potatoes, and cheese, which all of us have either been dairy or been starch, right? Or carbs, I guess, not starch. What do you think the 5th most wasted food is?
Eggs.
That's a good guess, not eggs.
Candy canes.
Are you guessing that because Katie's spoons?
Yep.
Oh, well, no, it's actually apples. 1.3 million apples are thrown away each year. So how are we going to reduce apple use?
You take all those apples and you make applesauce with all of them.
But that still can be wasted. Are you going to eat 1.3 million apples worth of applesauce?
Oh, I definitely would.
Yep.
I think what you need to do is make applesauce the next big competition on like the world's fastest eater, on like the speed eating competitions. Make applesauce the new thing. So
Joey Chestnut would blow them away.
Joey Chestnut, the world record eater of like 18 different foods. I would love, but see, applesauce adds a whole new level of competition because that's one that you can't just hold. That's one that you need a spoon and a bowl to
You can
eat.
slurp. You go.
Yeah, but do you really think the gravity pulling down on applesauce is faster than somebody with a good posture, good arm motion being able to shovel it into their face?
Well,
I
if
really
you
feel like
your head
shoveling
back,
it would
what
be
if
faster.
you go like this? What if you go?
I can't see you. Go like what, Katie? What if you do what, Katie?
Tip your head back.
Yeah.
And hold the bowl above your head and then dump it into your mouth while going.
Okay, so you're saying just suck it all down.
Take a vacuum.
I still feel like the applesauce will flow too slowly, right? Oh, I think we've been pretty effective so far on reducing food waste across America. So good job, everybody! Follow our 5 rules. Step 1: make croutons or bread men. Step 2: give the milk to Kane. He will eat them. Step 3: give the potatoes to the Irish. They'll do that. Step 4: give the cheese to Kane. He's making a cheese-based restaurant. Step 5: applesauce the apples. Give him the Joey Chestnut.
Wait, I didn't hear us talk about the second one.
Which one? Yeah, because you were talking about croutons the whole time.
I hope you all learned something.
Through the snippets that you heard, because I am fading Katie in and out.
No, don't fade me out. Can you have me playing lowly in the background so everybody just knows the recipe?
Okay, if you listen very closely, you might be able to hear Katie very quietly in the background describing how you do it. Okay, so thank you guys all so much for listening. Kaden, what'd you learn today?
I learned how to make croutons.
You did. Okay, that's a good one. Katie, what did you learn today?
I learned that Colton doesn't appreciate when I tell you how to make croutons.
I appreciate when you can do it shortly, but you do it longly every time.
It's because it's a long process. I get paid the big bucks for this.
I learned that if you want to reduce milk waste, you need to stop uddering the cows.
And now we're talking.
Thank you guys all very much for listening. Katie, if there's Instagram and TikTok that they want to find us on, where should they go? Also, I want to know FORPO 445.
No, wait, let me do it. Colton, okay. Let me have my moment.
Oh, man.
FOR445PODCAST. And on Twitter, go to FOR445_PODCAST. Done. How's that
so
going?
Speedy.
I like to know the reason that Katie just did that was because Grace, our manager, told us that she thinks the Instagram and TikTok portion takes too long, and so
I disagree with her, and I'm going to keep doing it my own way. But that was for her. We're going back to my way tomorrow.
Okay. Also, I want to talk to my co-host real quick. So we've heard some reports that say telling people not to forget to check their wiener is unsettling for a family show.
Incorrect. We're talking about hot dogs. Everyone knows it.
Yeah. Can we figure out some other outro
check
phrase?
your hot dogs.
That's not better. I mean, it's a little bit better.
Do you have a CC wiener?
Go check your udder. Go
Udder your cow?
I don't know that joke. I feel like I'm missing out on that joke.
You did.
We'll figure something out tomorrow. Today we'll just say, thank you for listening to 445. I have been Colton Pratt.
I'm Katie.
I'm Caden.
Don't forget to check your wiener.
Do not check your wiener.
Well, you might get a cheese wiener. You don't want a cheese wiener. You gotta check to make sure they're not cheesy.
All right. Goodbye.
Love you. Make it a good one this time. Jeez.